So I really haven't been feeling too hot recently, but the moment I heard Hasan, who, let's just say, I'm personally not the biggest fan in the world over, but the moment I heard that yet again, Hasan just couldn't help but get another one of his sick takes out of his system for the whole world on his stream, I was like, I might as well get up and get my video out for the week.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
Hasan is currently crying on Twitter about being taken out of context, which, cool, fair. You're allowed to have one context card, which he posted a tweet with a video and a message on top.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, basically Hasan's whole thing is this social battery that gets completely drained while he's streaming, to the point where when it's time to clock out, when it's time to turn off that stream, there better not be a word from anyone, because you're not getting a response from me. I mean, did you see me out there reacting to them videos, offering my precious input every time? Did you see me out there debating politics nonstop? I mean, come on, dude. Naturally, I wouldn't be able to socialize. I can't get a word out. Like, bro, after that cruel day of work, I mean, talk to me when they got you out there slaving like that. There's not many jobs out there that got a understanding, a true understanding, a grasp of the reality we streamers face on the regular. Y'all don't get y'all souls sucked like us. Y'all don't get the life gawked out of y'all like us. Look, don't get me wrong. I'm already knowing that streaming is definitely not an easy task. That goes without saying. It takes a lot of hard work to keep coming up with ideas, keep the stream flowing, keep the content flowing, and ultimately keep the viewer constantly engaged. You can also get railed pretty hard by people online as well. You can get swatted. So if Hasan came on and simply was like, yo, this streaming stuff can be pretty draining, it's not as easy as it looks, that would have been so much better. Like, you still would have had some people like, nigga, if you don't shut the hell up. But I'm pretty sure most people, majority of people, would at least understand where you're coming from. But to put that take in comparison with a real job, I quote, is so disingenuous, so shitty, you honestly just sound retarded. I mean, you're talking about how much you feel socially drained after your 9-hour streaming shift in conjunction with 9 to 5s. Well, you left out some pretty important details. If we're going to compare it, let's compare it right. You forgot to mention that you get paid millions to get socially drained, while someone that gets their fair share after a day of work is barely getting by. Psst, psst. Hey, you also forgot to mention that the 9 hours of streaming is optional, and you can probably cut it down to 1 hour, maybe even 10 minutes, and still get paid more than a lot of these guys get paid in a week or even a month. But again, don't get me wrong, 9 hours of streaming is definitely nothing to sneeze at. But 9 hours of streaming in the same sentence of a real job is crazy, when that 9 hours of streaming got you cooped up in a $3 million mansion, supposedly. You more than likely got generational wealth, man. Your kids are good. Your kids' kids are good. You having the luxury of doing all of that in the comfort of your home. I mean, people fiend for that. People would take less pay for that. You being able to take a 15 whenever you want. I mean, who am I kidding? You could just walk out the room, take as long as you want, come back to stream, it's still waiting for you. What is a 15 to you? You can take lunch whenever you want to. I mean, even the small stuff like being able to go to the bathroom whenever. Streamers have the option to turn off their screen. Streamers have the option to time out people in their chat, ban, kick people. Most streamers have control of their chat with moderators there to aid them. Last time I checked though, most people don't have that option that are out here working. Yo, there ain't no way Hasan truly believes motherfuckers will trip at the whole idea. Well, there may be some, but most people would actually trip at the whole idea of getting socially drained because of an optional 9-hour streaming shift, mainly composed of you reacting to videos and chatting. With all the freedom that comes along with it, you really think most people are tripping about that in comparison to what they do, what they gotta deal with, possibly on top of their fair share of social drainage? You sliding in the streaming struggles in that same sentence, in the same conversation with it, is fucking hilarious. Most people would drop what they're doing if they could trade places with you, no questions asked. But the question is, could you drop what you're doing and go pick up a customer service position at Walmart? No, because you love what you're doing, I assume. Most people can't say that. Here, I'm about to play a portion of the video that Hasan kindly provided in that one tweet that's supposed to provide context.
Very different. You're out of touch with them. I'm gonna die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery in the same fucking way as someone who did a sales job, a real job. Okay, I'm telling you, as someone who did both, like 9 hours of constant performance and people pleasing taps you out from social scenarios. After 9 hours of that, I could probably do fucking physical labor. It would not bother me, but I can't fucking do more social shit. That's my point.
You know what? I actually liked what he did there. Instead of saying 9 hours of mainly stealing content to react to, I gotta constant perform and people please. Which, if you want to say doing that for 9 hours along with interacting with chat is draining, socially draining, fair. I promise you, if that's all you said, a lot more people would have been on your side. But that's not all you said, mother. You know what Hasan did here is that he slid in bits of truth in this shitty, egregious take. And now that he's being called out on it, he's trying to fall back on that one bit of truth he said so he can try to justify his entire statement. Like, bro, going on about how 9 hours of streaming can be socially draining is completely different than comparing it to a 9 to 5 in the most disingenuous way, talking about how y'all don't get soul sucked like the way we streamers do. Yet you don't go into how much freedom you got compared to someone working a 9 to 5 on average. You don't go into how much you get paid compared to someone working a 9 to 5. You don't go into how the plethora amount of options you got that can make it less socially draining versus someone working a 9 to 5. And also, no one forced Hasan to dive into politics or political content. No one told him to give his 2 cents on every controversial topic. Most streamers are not getting socially drained to the point where they literally can't socialize after they're done streaming. I don't doubt that it could get exhausting, but to the extent that Hasan is putting it is definitely more of his problem because he chose to dive into that type of content, which is going to have a lot more people constantly on his ass versus the guy that's just chilling on his stream, vibing out with his chat or minding his own business, playing the game or something. However, of course, if your streams revolve around this fake image, this person that you're not, or you're always constantly pandering to certain audiences, or if you're non-stop talking politics 25/8, yeah, I can see how streaming for you can be socially draining. But even then, if you're an established streamer, you still reap those benefits. Yo, I don't care how much you're being socially drained, dog. Your 9 hours should not be in the same sentence as someone working at a call center, for example, busting their ass making $17 an hour. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about everything down below. And if Out of Touch was a person, it would most definitely be Hasan.